What's going on, Ion Silver fans? It's Glenn, back to you again with another video here. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in Rhode Island, in southern New England. And I have a video that I'd like to film for you guys. And right now I'm actually in the nature trail that's at the Kent County YMCA. Oh yeah. And I just want everybody to know, if you do ever want to walk in here, this is private property. But the reason why I'm allowed to walk in it is because I have a membership here. And if you want to figure out how to become a member at the Kent County YMCA, just ask. I'll put link. Just ask me. Drop a comment down below in the comments section. So I'm going to continue walking a little bit, find a good place to film, and we'll be right back. Hey there guys, so I found a pretty decent spot to sit down and do some filming. So in today's video we're gonna be talking about a tool that I purchased a long time ago, something that I was very excited about at first when I first got it. Then I actually went out and started to use it, and I slowly got very disappointed. So we're going to be talking about this knife right here, which is the MAXAM Survival Knife that you can purchase on Amazon. And it's meant to be a military style type of knife. And I gotta say, I was really excited at first. Like I said before, I was excited at first when I first got this blade. But then I went out and started to use it, and like I said, I got very disappointed, and I got disappointed very quickly. Then I actually went out and did some research on survival knives. I'm not really going to talk too much about the sheath, because this is actually a pretty decent sheath. It's made out of a really pretty rugged and durable plastic. It's also got like some, it's got like a loop right here, a plastic loop. You put this in, and then you kind of feed this tab into here. So yeah, that's all I really got to say about the sheath. The sheath is it's decent. It's definitely a lot better of a sheath than other types of sheaths that I've seen. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about with this knife, it kind of looks like the one that Rambo uses in the Rambo movies. And it's a pretty good looking knife. However, don't let looks deceive you. Looks can be very, very deceiving. Don't let them deceive you. Just because a knife looks cool does not mean that it's good, that it's going to be good enough for you. Now, I know like we all have a lot of different tastes, a lot of different interests, so this is just basically my opinion. Alright, so the first issue that I'm going to point out with this knife is it is huge. In fact, it's, yeah, the knife is over a foot long, and the blade is about 10 inches long, and the handle is about 5 inches long. And the handle's actually pretty comfortable. Well, it's actually not really comfortable at first. This stuff right here is something that I actually added onto it just to make it a little bit more comfortable. And because I added that, it actually made it comfortable. But because the blade's really big, I can do a lot of like rugged tasks like chopping, splitting, and all that kind of stuff as well. But one thing I can't do with this knife is a lot of detailed cutting tasks, which is something you need your knife to do. When it comes to making tent stakes, when it comes to making feather sticks, figure 4 traps, which is something that I actually have yet to film for you guys. But yeah, that's my first problem, is the knife it's huge, but it's too huge. Another issue that I've also seen with this knife too is it's double-edged. So what I mean by that is right here, these are actually saw teeth. I'm not sure if you guys knew what these were. And right here is just a single-edged blade, and it's just all the way through. There's no serrations or anything. Now the reason why this is a problem is if you wanted a baton with this, you need the back side of your blade to be completely flat, and I usually like to have it at a 90-degree grind. And because this is in the way, when I hit the log right here, it's gonna not only is it gonna damage the teeth, but it can also cause the log to get stuck. And yeah, which is not fun. I've actually tried batoning wood with this, and yeah, it's almost impossible to do it. Another problem that I also want to mention, this is the thing that absolutely killed it for me, was, see, there's a hole right here. This is the only, so the reason why this hole is here, it's a hole for a screw, and that's the only thing that's holding this blade and this handle together, is this one screw. And so I actually tried fixing it. I unscrewed it, I took the blade out, and then I tried to glue it back together, and yeah, it wasn't going to work at all. So that's this right here was the absolute deal breaker for me. Now we're actually going to talk a little bit about the hollow handle that's right here, and unscrew this a little bit. So if you're wondering, it does have a compass, which is actually broken. Whoops. And the reason why this compass is broken is because originally when I got this, there was a spring that went in here, and then there was a small tube that had the survival materials in it. That went in here as well. And the spring was what kept it from kind of rattling and moving around inside the handle while you were trying to use it. And because the spring was in there, the tube was pushing up against the lens for the compass, and that's what caused it to crack. And yeah, actually, not sure if you guys can really see, but as you can tell, I'm kind of moving this thing around, and it's moving a little bit, but for the most part, this doesn't work at all. Also, another thing that I also want to point out as well, I know sticking your survival materials inside your knife handle, it might seem like a great idea, and it actually seemed like a good idea to me for a very long time, till I actually did a little bit of research, and I actually found out it's actually not really a good idea keeping your survival materials inside your knife handle. Why is that so? Because if you lose your survival knife, you lose your survival materials as well. So, in future videos, I'm actually going to go over what the type of what kind of a good survival knife is for a type of situation. So that's that. And the last thing I also want to talk about is this part right here, which is the handguard. Now, because this is a military style knife, the reason why this is here, it's for self-defense. So it's so that way if you have to use it in a self-defense type of situation, it's so that way your hand doesn't run onto the blade and you don't cut your hand. That's why this is here. So guys, this knife, is this a survival knife for me? Absolutely not. This knife is absolute garbage, crap, don't buy it. Well, actually, if you really think that I'm lying about this knife, if you think that this is a really excellent survival knife, I challenge you, go on Amazon, purchase one, and let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong, but after I've used this knife for a bunch of times, I'm gonna stick to what I say here on the video. This knife, absolutely thumbs down. So anyway, guys, that ends this video for today. And please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Please give this video a big, huge thumbs up. And until next time, stay ready, stay focused, stay strong.